Here we are back on the trail. Oh, it helps if you go into something above past zero. Then we got a little bit of power control there. Hey, a turkey feather. We got other stuff rattling around on the bike, but it's not the headlamp anyway. Something on that rear rack. Probably the tail light. A fella commented his bike creaked too. You know, I really paid any attention, but now that he mentions it, you know, I have been hearing that silly creak. But the front motor, it just sounds like an electric motor. Like, sounds like it should. Like removing that plastic from the headlight kind of solved the issue. I might later on put a bead of silicone around there and put that plastic cover back on there. Hey, we got a horn. That's how we know the headlight's there. That ought to alert the deer that we're coming. For people on trails, they'd probably still do like I usually do. I don't have a jingle bell, which most people kind of ignore anyway. I'd start out quiet and go, coming up on your left. And if they need it, I could get progressively louder. Coming up on your left. Look out. Hey! But you know, so far, haven't eaten any of that kind of stuff. It's kind of nice out here in the backwoods. The only thing might see every now and again is a four-wheeler. And those guys aren't going to say nothing because, well, when it comes down to it, they shouldn't be riding their four-wheelers out here anyway. These are non-motorized vehicle paths. They got big signs on the gate. Of course, I got a place to go around the gate in a small type vehicle. Bicycle is no problem at all. There's enough room for a four-wheeler too. Or if you have a guy who was riding a trike. There's a road going on up there. Looks like it's probably just a landing road. I'm not curious enough to go explore it. There's rocks and a few ruts on this road, but nothing to get too excited about. Yeah, we're kicking along here in pass 2, and it's going about like what pass 1 used to. So all of them have slowed down a bit. I tried 32 before, but holy cow, I was going 14 miles per hour in pass 1. So I kind of backed it off and went to a high. The higher I went, the faster I went. Wanted to got it to 100. Hey, it was back down to 11, 12. And the occasional 14, you know, if you really wanted to get, but that was a little bit too fast for on trails. A little too fast to be doing the looky-loo thing. Shoot, I picked her up to pass 3. The engine's actually quieter, but we're kicking along 12, which is good on places like this. A guy with more skills could be going faster, but I got no skills, or very limited skills anyway. Other guys have told me it takes a lot of skill to ride up these rough, rocky road trails. I must have missed the turnoff. I'm going to pull over up here and look down. I see the roadway down there, but there's no tracks in it and stuff, so we'll do the turnaround thing, because I know going up this here is just a little bit more than I want to deal with. There's all kinds of country to get lost in out here. Of course, it's kind of helpful. I've been living here 40 plus years, so I kind of know where things are, kind of. If I knew where things were, I wouldn't be riding along looking, trying to find out where the road comes out. We'll pull off out here. That's just a skid road going down. Doesn't look like anybody's been on it, so my guess is it's one of those roads that goes nowhere. Kind of like the one we're on. The other one off to the side. This road, lots of tracks. Yeah, wall shuckers. We're almost back here to the beginning, which that's fun to me. I didn't really want to climb that hill over there. And going down the other end, it gets real steep on the other end, dropping back down in there. I'm just not that ambitious. Sure a lot of bugs out. It just doesn't seem to hook up on this road. But I'm riding around looking. Hey, there's bicycle tracks. I wonder who put those down here. Last time I was up here, there were a couple guys on motorcycles. There's a disused road taken off the side there. Looks like a pretty doggone good road to me. This might be the one. It's different anyway. Oh, I rode the motorbike down here several years ago, and I must go too because I don't remember riding back. But it has been a few years ago. And this old boy kind of tends to forget. Hey, looky there, there's a gate. Looks like it's open though. The numbnuts on their four-wheeler's been coming in here. Well, I think that four-wheeler and motorcycle stuff is just fine. Just when they get out there and when it's wet and tear stuff up and make big ruts like those we had to cross across the creek there back a ways. That's kind of disheartening to see that kind of stuff. This is definitely a lower road. I guess kicking it up into pass 3 didn't get me a whole lot, didn't get me very far before I had to slow it down. This is heading back towards the place. It might be we're dropping down into a hole, that's for sure. Got us a few rocks in the way. Got to keep a lookout for those. You don't take a very big one for a pedal strike. I suppose if a guy was hunting, look at all this countryside here. A guy could sit up here and glass and pull out your 7 mag and look through the scope, and when there's a deer or an elk out there that looks like it just needs to go home with you, a guy could tap it, but it might be just a little bit more effort of getting an elk out of here, or a moose for that matter. I'd probably cheat and just drive to the other side, but you know, that's kind of comes from knowing there's roads over there. Hey, we ran over a tree. Drug pedal on it. Yeah, I think this might be the road. It isn't used a lot, so it may not go all the way through. Of course, I know on my bike riding days, it wouldn't have been exciting to ride the bike on because it's just too good. And it's not uphill or any kind of a challenge or anything like that. But for an e-bike, this is the kind of stuff we enjoy, and our e-bikes like it too. That meadow across the gorge there was one where that one road that I pointed out that went down the hill, it comes out there on that meadow. I've ridden motorbike out there a time or two. I walked up there a time or two from the house. There's a big rock sticking up. If I hit that one, definitely would be pedal strike. Might even be a bent rim. I've gone over, not on purpose, rocks that were 2 to 3 inches high. And the tires, to my surprise, the tires and the rims held up just fine. Oh, this is that road. Looking over, if I really peer down there, I can see the green roof of, well, if you were here, you'd know the hay. That's Belly Acres. I think this is the road that I was thinking I was going to get on earlier. Here, some guy's been riding his four-wheeler out here. This one's not real challenging for a motorbike or a four-wheeler, so they're probably fairly bored. There's more challenging stuff to ride. We are just on some more challenging stuff, some uphill, and all the rocks have been kicked up because those guys they go along a little bit faster than what they ought to, and they like to peel out now and again. That's not just kids do that. I've been with guys that were adults who still rode like they were 5. Didn't know any better. And they had to buy all their own tires and stuff. There was a rock we went over, but it was a gentle roll up and over. Hey, this looks like a rock pit. I wonder if this is the one that I can look up and see from my place. I'll pull out here to the edge and see if we can look down and see. Oh yeah. We'll turn the power off here. Ooh. This is the road I was looking for. Of course, I probably shouldn't show you Belly Acres, but the chances of anybody riding or walking up these hills is probably pretty slim. It's not like we're in the city. So yeah, this is the ridge that's just up from Belly Acres. Can kind of sort of see it on the camera. There's the whale house over there. See, there's the well house, and there's that fine Dodge truck, the snow plow truck. We got all kinds of things going on over here. And I'll zoom back out. So, see, that's the view from the other way from the house. There we go, there's that fine bike. The headlights seem to be pretty quiet. I'll have to check that rear tail light. It sounds like that's where my noise is coming from. It wasn't there before. Well, we'll see you on down the road.